Hello there and welcome to the Beard of Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. These games coming thick and fast, as I always say, but they are. It's the Championship and we play again on Wednesday evening. It's a 7:45 kickoff back at Elland Road against Swansea City. So yeah, it's a preview. We're looking at this game today. Obviously Leeds looking to bounce back in a way to get back to winning ways against Swansea. Obviously, a draw last time out against Rotherham wasn't the best, but it was better than a loss, wasn't it? And we keep ourselves in the end. Looked a decent point in the end in the weekend results as Ipswich dropped points. We edge closer to them with a point gained on them. So we're 7 behind them now. They play Millwall on Wednesday. So let's see how that pans out. So Leeds back at Elland Road, like I said, unbeaten at Elland Road so far this season. Leeds and Daniel Farke has spoken ahead of this game. I haven't listened to it just yet. Anybody who has, let me know the ins and outs of what he said in the comments there below. But I haven't listened to it. I think the injury news is pretty much similar to that of the Rotherham game. One or two bodies maybe back in contention. I know Jed Spence could make an appearance. I imagine he will be coming off of the bench on Wednesday if he does play a part. But you see, the thing is with Jed Spence, he has to get up to match fitness somehow. How does he do that? He has to play matches. So you've got to, in a sense, almost you've got to throw him in, possibly, and say, hey, look, Jed, deal with that, play a game, see how you get on. If you don't fancy it, or you're getting a little bit of a reoccurrence of your injury, we'll bring you off. But he will improve us, he will affect the area in more of an attacking sense than either of the guys that have played there, Luke Ayling or Archie Gray, will so far this season. I think he offers more attacking option. Whether he offers more in the way of defence is another matter, isn't it? But he definitely improved the side. I don't think he'll start. I do think he'll play a part in the in the overall game. But yeah, I don't think Farke will make too many changes. Um, the ones I would like to see, I would actually like to see. If I know Jorginho Ruter's passed fully fit now, so he'll continue in the striker berth, won't he? Of course he will. And Peru against his former club. Don't forget, first time playing against Swansea. Will play at 10, won't he, as he always has done so far this season. Incidentally, we have a few former Swans players on our books right now, don't we? All, I think, making an appearance against their team for the first time, I believe. Obviously, there's your Peru. There's Dan James, of course, and then there's Joe Rodon. I think Joe Rodon is a Swansea boy, isn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong, but neither any of those three lads, I don't think. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of those boys have come up against their former team ever. So it's a bit of an emotional game for those lads. I think I envision all of them will play. Maybe Pascal Struijk will come in as well alongside Joe Rodon, because I think he'll be fully fit by now after that hernia operation. Played a part off the bench on Friday, didn't he? So I expect to see him probably back at centre back in replacement of Liam Cooper. So anyway, let's team news, little bits of team news. You can go listen to Daniel speak if you want to get more in depth on that situation. But let's have a more in depth look at Swansea City, our opponents on Wednesday evening. Now Swansea sit currently in 17th position. Like I've said from the get go this season, I don't really want to look at the table. I know we're sitting third and we're in contention for getting into to automatics, but I don't want to look at it yet. After Christmas, that's when I'm going to look at it. I think 17 games played, we're not even halfway yet. Swansea sitting lower mid-table, but they're bang on sort of mid-table. Pretty much they're 8 points away from the playoffs. They're 8 points away from the relegation as of recording. So bang in the middle, not in position, but sort of in, reality of where they sit in the table, and also in where they sit in all the stats as well. This is very, very much a bang average championship side, really. In the middle of all the stats, in the middle of the table, middle lower of the table, 20 points so far this season. Just a bit of a sort of team, isn't it? Shrug your shoulders and say, well, it's a championship team. Obviously, former glories, yes, they had. They had, honours, winning the cup, League Cup. I think it was 2013. So as recent as 10 years ago now, they won the League Cup. Obviously battered Bradford City in the final, but it was a cup honour, League Cup. Won the cup. Fantastic achievement for Swansea City. I think it was under Michael Laudrup, wasn't it? But Swansea have really dropped since then, relegated, and not come back up since then. Been close to the playoffs a few times, haven't they? I think they were last season as well, in and around the playoff mix come the end of the season, but obviously didn't get there in the end. But I think they were there or thereabouts. Well, they weren't there, but they were thereabouts in it, come the end of the season. But like I said, it's a very much a bang average team. Very British team, isn't it? Swansea, obviously Welsh, but in terms of the personnel, the playing staff at the moment, bar three or four of, well, 4 or 5 of the current playing squad. They've got a lot of English, a lot of Welsh, a few Scottish lads in their team. A very British affair is the makeup of the Swansea City squad at the moment. But one of those lads who you could say is not a British player is Yannick Bolasie, who has signed for them in a 2 month a 2 month deal. It's not a long-term deal by any means. 34 now, Yannick Bolasie. Been a good player in his day, but that suggests to me that it's a bit of a... Michael Duff did say they're desperate, really, for bodies. They need bodies. They're not in a position, he said, that they can cherry pick players they want. I don't know any Swansea fans watching. I've not watched anything of Swansea this season, but is that a bad sign for you, or are you looking forward to see Yannick Bolasie play? He can play at Elland Road on Wednesday night, so maybe we will see him come on at some stage, or maybe even start the game. Who knows? Recently, playing in Turkey, wasn't he, up until the end of last season? So maybe lacking a little bit of match fitness, but who knows? Obviously, interesting character, Yannick Bolasie. Obviously born in France, wasn't he? To African parents, but moved to England, to London, when he was 7 months old. So, interesting background. He's a decent player, lots of Premier League quality and Premier League experience anyway in there from him, and I'm sure he'll bring that to the team. But yeah, it's just, again, it's a very sort of shrug your shoulders and you say, hey, it's a championship outfit, really. I think Yates is decent, old-fashioned kind of striker. Bought in from Blackpool in the summer, maybe causes 1 or 2 problems. Jamal Lowe as well on the wing, perhaps causes a few issues. But this is very much a team that I fancy us to be wiping the floor with. I'm not going to say we will wipe the floor with them. I expect us to dominate possession, dominate the game, and win the game comfortably. It doesn't always translate to that on the pitch, does it? But this is what really should happen. It should have happened on Friday night against Rotherham, but it didn't. So that's football, isn't it? But if you look at the form guide of Swansea, last 5 games, as we like to look at, 2 defeats, 2 draws, and a win. The win came against Blackburn. 5 points accrued from those 5 games. Look, they're not in terrific form. I think Michael Duff, it's not looking like a brilliant appointment, really. If they wanted to get anywhere near the playoffs, they are slipping. Like I said, 8 points away. It's only going to increase. Well, it's going to increase before we play against them, I think. So, yeah, where are they going? Any Swansea fans want to let me know, because, like I said, it very much looks to me like an average, really average, bang average championship side, which at Elland Road we should be, like I said, wiping the floor with. Like I said, I don't think it will come like that, but it might do. Like I said, Perot, Joe Rodon, Dan James up against the former teams. Dan James obviously really nearly came to Leeds, didn't he? And then it didn't come to fruition. He then came to Leeds with Swansea a few days later. We won that game, and so far, if you look at the history of this game at Elland Road between Leeds and Swansea, again we'll look at the last five. Leeds have won four of them, and Swansea just the one. But it was the last time they came to Elland Road. Swansea did manage to get a 1-0 win. It was a late Wayne Routledge goal that won it for them. We absolutely dominated them that day, and I don't know how we didn't win. But we didn't. We came away with nothing. We all know what happens in the reverse fixture when we went to Swansea almost a year later, as it was in the same season, obviously. August 2019 was that Swansea win at Elland Road over 4 years ago now. Like I said, Leeds have won the other four. It's a record that stems back nearly 40 years though, that record. So that sequence of games. So yeah, it's one of them where, yeah, look, I fully expect Leeds to win, as I do majority of these games in the whole season. Will we win all of them? Obviously we won't, but this is one I do expect us to get back to winning ways and win the game. Let me know how you're feeling about it. If you're going, let me know in the comments down below how much you're looking forward to it. Any Swansea fans, like I said, let me know in the comments your thoughts on all things Swansea at the moment. But thank you very much, of course, for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.